Good morning. We don't even need a chime today. We had many notes. I'm Lee Anderson, a member of the Parish Committee here at First Parish, and we're so glad that you're here in person or online. We have a special welcome to our visitors. First and foremost, Jim Scott, who's going to be leading our choir today. Thank you, Jim. Special welcome to other visitors. We invite you to join us downstairs for some community time with coffee and soup today. I hear the kids and Kate are making soup for all of us. And online there will be community time over Zoom. Our mission is to build community, search for meaning, deepen our spirituality, and make a better world. If you have questions about First Parish or Unitarian Universalism, someone from the membership team will be at the welcome table during coffee hour to greet you and answer your questions. And Kate Holland is here. She's our Director of Lifespan Education. If she's not serving up soup, would be happy to chat with you. A big thanks to all our service participants today whose names are in the order of service. And please remember to silence your cell phones for our time together. Please now take a moment to say hello in person and also a wave to the front camera for those people who are at home. Great. Let us now turn our hearts and minds to our service.
Thanks. I'm going to use it for guitar and then I'll give it back. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Scott. I'm usually the biggest, and I collect you churches. You might know my songs are in the hymn books, or her books, or what do we say, our books. And he's still alive, so I've been singing this song for many years since I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. I didn't write this song. It's been attributed to me, but I didn't write it. Ivan Lins, the great Brazilian composer, wrote this song, and he let us put new English words to it, which should make it easier for you to sing along. And here's the chorus in two languages like this. In a circle of friends, this means friends. In a circle, this means circle of sound. Try that. In a circle of friends. In a circle of sound. All our voices will blend, mix it up, when we touch common ground. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Where is the path beyond the forest? Where is the song I always knew? I remember it just around the bend in the village us all our voices, when we touch common ground. I know we all have to roll our eyes and whisper to each other after someone asks us to sing around together. Thank you. We light a chalice at the commencement of our spiritual gatherings, sometimes even business meetings. Thank you, chalice lighters. We don't have a young person with an interest in fire this morning, as we resort to adults to take care of this. You can handle the sacred matches while I say this. This chalice is a symbol of our free faith, our free search for faith, our free lack of faith, as some have put it, and it is symbolic of a great many things. On another Sunday, I can promise it will have an entirely different connotation. But for me today, it says the earth is a vessel, sailing on with a fire in its heart. The inside of the earth, someone told me, I believe it was on NPR, is virtually as hot as the sun. Now, if it's that hot on the inside, where are the flames on the outside? Well, on this cooling planet, we are that energy force burning, oxidizing, green and blue and white when you see us from out in space, down here on the ground, fashioning from the earth a whole spectrum of color, providing this mysterious and mystical balance of peace and health and justice that we might call spirit. And I like this word spirit, as you'll see. May we say our chalice lighting covenant. That's the word I was searching for. Thank you. There's always someone to help.
With open minds and loving hearts, we gather to search for meaning, to care for one another, and to work together for a better world.
I'm always delighted to get to do this song of mine that has introduced me to Unitarian Universalists everywhere. I'm number 347. I've gone to General Assembly or things like that, and people say, oh, there's Jim Scott. Oh, Florence, this is number 347. I like to start halfway through and sing you the refrain, sort of refrain, for an introduction. So that'll just be me and the people who weren't paying attention. Gather in peace. I was kidding, you can sing too. Gather in praise. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Join us at the beginning. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in We are gathered once again in that dangerous bastion, the church that threatens family values, the church that wants to undermine the authority of the Father, the church that has half forgotten the Creator in its pagan worshiping of the creation, the church that those right-wing radio ministries have warned us about. This church of bleeding heart liberalism, some thinly veiled front for leftist politics, of homosexual propaganda. I like it here. The church that assures you you won't be going to hell no matter what you do in this life. And the church that often leaves the first few pews open for the diversity we're sure is going to show up. We're open to it. The church of practicing witches, whose very assertion they don't believe in any devil, confirms they must be accomplishing some of his work. And the church that sings carefully, not sure if there are any words we can totally subscribe to and not be questioning ourselves tomorrow or in the next worship committee meeting. The church that is not sure if there is in fact anything that we can celebrate with that passion and abandon those other churches hold for Jesus, the Savior, Son of God the Father. Although something lurks in us, we might be missing out on some of their fun. It is that search for ecstasy, enlightenment, and other things, including free coffee, which is often the only thing whose origins we don't question, that brings us together. This is my church, and I'm a zealot. This is the church that says to everyone, you're not only welcome, but we need you and your creative input in our continuing, dynamic, and evolving culture. Diversity is a strength, a survival mechanism we believe in. We face the challenge of weighing new and ancient wisdom in our search for guidance in this life, as well as the continuing creation of our own mythology. It's not an easy job. So we come together in meetings like this to offer each other ourselves for sustenance. And that's about all it says right here. A great universalist mentor to me when I was young used to say, well, that's about all I had to say. But I'm not going to stop now. Now something's going to happen. So you might have noticed, I've got that pretty well memorized. I've said that same thing a number of times. I'm happy people ask me, can they reprint it in the church bulletin or something? And it has only offended a few people who weren't paying attention. But I want to add something this morning. So I hold this piece of paper just so you can know I thought about it ahead of time. I want to add, I'm not sure I can say he was my friend, but I'm honored that I met Carlton. Oh, great. Somebody knows. I've just lost his last name. African-American minister who combined the African-American congregation, Carlton Pearson, thank you very much. Somebody Googled it real fast. Carlton Pearson was an evangelical minister who got universalism. And he said, I'm not telling people that they're going to go to hell anymore. I don't think, I'm not sure if he said, I don't think it exists. He said, my gay, lesbian, transgender friends are going to go same place we all go. And he lost a lot of his congregation, but it was a very large thing. He was on TV and everything. And he joined the giant Tulsa Unitarian Universalist Church. They merged the predominantly white congregation with, it was somewhat diverse, but with the black congregation. And then they did two services. They didn't say they would do a white service and a black service, but they did say the contemporary service that would come later. And I'm honored I got to play both. behave in the first service and rock it out in the second service. He was a wonderful man. He had cancer for some time, and he died younger than I am. So we're sorry to lose a great Unitarian Universalist leader. I've heard several radio reports. None of them have mentioned Unitarian Universalism. I think I should write to NPR and say, how come you didn't mention? They said he believed universal salvation. That was as close to universalist as they could get, I guess. Is there some kind of conspiracy here? I doubt it. Thank you. I remember Carlton, delightful, loving man. So I like to get a kid's songs in a program. Even if I don't see anybody under 21 in front of me, which I do this morning. I like to put a kid song in a program because kid songs are sneaky. You can sing about all kinds of values in a kid song and not scare anybody. You can sing about sharing and no one calls you a communist and like that. So I wrote this song with second graders. Anybody here in second grade? Yay! They're pretty smart in second grade, I found out. They helped me write this song. They told me all about the rainforest, and they knew all about it. Is this another second grader over there? Hi. Now, I know kids might come up front, but we got this box here this morning, and you're not sure who this guy is. So it's probably good if you stay with your big people this morning, because kids learn faster. Maybe we can get some big people to sing this song too. So they told me about the animals in the rainforest. There's a lot of animals in the song, and they told me about the 4 levels of the rainforest, which was news to me. I'd never heard that before. The 4 levels. It's in a book. So the 4 levels are in there in the song. They go by fast, then we see how they all go together. On the ground level, turtles and leopards and snakes live in the shelter the understory makes. The ground is so soft and the air is so clear, with 300 inches of rain every year. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Does that sound like a participatory chorus to you? With 4 notes, oh, let the rain, you can sing it, feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And down in the ground, the worms and the ants nurture the roots of the flowering plants. And up in the canopy, life is a breeze. Orangutans swing from the limbs of the trees. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Now, while some of us sing that part, we need some others of us to sing another part that goes, rain come down, rain come down. That's it. Rain come down. If you got a higher voice, rain come down. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of you sing, such a beautiful sound. And the third verse is high up above, where the toucans fly. Emergent trees squaw hanging by her 3 toes. Oh, let the rain beat the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. And about this point, I'd like to put in the pop quiz. What were those 4 levels of the rainforest? I won't put anybody on the spot. There's the understory, all the stuff that likes to grow in the shade of the canopy. And then there's the ground level, that's a good level. And the tallest, biggest old trees that grow way above the canopy sometimes. That's called the emergent level. Whole different habitat. And this is the way I remember it. There's the understory, understory. If you got a low voice, be the understory, understory. And the ground level, you can be the ground level, or the understory, or the ground level. Canopy, find your level. Canopy, the under, canopy, the emergent. Oh, there's the ground level and the under, the canopy, emergent. Oh, there's the ground level and the under, the chorus. So let the rain come down, beat the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life you sing, such a beautiful sound. Oh, let the rain come down, rain come down, rain come down, rain come down. Well, what that shows me is there's all this stuff going on up in the air, down in the ground, down in the water. All around us are all these things working together that keep us going. We need all that balance of nature, that harmony of nature. I like that word harmony because I'm a musician. But another word for it just might be peace. This peace that has existed here for a long time. And I hope kids will find a bit of that peace today. Big people too. So kids are going to go off and do something more interesting now. And you can follow your leaders to the kitchen today because we're doing something special. Yeah, thanks for being here. Go now in peace, go now in peace, may the take the
Thank you.
higher power here. Is that enough?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Try that again.
I'm Julia Kenny. I am one of the lay ministers of this congregation. My pronouns are she, hers. This is a time in our service that we set aside to acknowledge the joys and sorrows that we all hold. In both our sharing and in our witness, we affirm our covenant to care for one another. Each Sunday, we light a vigil candle in recognition of the pain and suffering being experienced around the world due to ongoing war and violence. May this small act help us unite in our prayer for the end to all suffering. If you have a personal joy or sorrow you would like to share, please feel welcome to come forward now or raise your hand and I'll bring you the mic. Those online can type your joys or sorrows in the chat and I will read them. Spoken. May we hold in our hearts those who have spoken, those they have named, and those we hold in silence. May it be so.
Thank you. Where are those roadies when we need them? The most important part of our service as we are celebrating today our Mother Earth, our life support system, let's remember and consider and contribute to this more immediate life support system, the work of this church community. And that means take the offering. Peace is a rolling sea, so full of mystery. I feel its harmony in ebb and crest. Peace is a work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start and final rest. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing in denial about these. A great friend, she used to be my manager actually some years ago, is a very Christian woman, and says she talks to God and Jesus and all of that. It's nice imagery, but I don't really buy into all of that. I imagine most of us don't. But I'm polite about it, and but she provoked me. Remember a couple of years ago, these two black holes, we discovered that these two black holes collided in space, and with the new telescopes and all the kinds of things we have now to look into space, we know all this stuff, see all this stuff we didn't see before, and somehow these two black holes colliding says something about Einstein's theories and all. Well, in the midst of that, she was, we talked on the phone, and she was saying something about, well, God provided. Really? So I said, well, is God just for humans? Oh no, everything. Really, God for animals too, plants and oh yes, of course, because I read on Facebook that someone said, oh, your dog of 2 decades, your ancient dog, sorry, your dog passed away, such a loving friend, but I'm sure he's up there in heaven happily chasing squirrels. Heaven's not so good for squirrels, I guess. So I wrote this poem. It's a bit of a rant. I hope you'll just humor me. Oh God of the 2 black holes that collided 2 billion years ago, but we just felt it now because it was so far away. God of the 275 million or so stars that will be born on this Earth day and again tomorrow. And God of this little star with 8 or 9 planets depending on who's counting. And God of this little planet, are you the same God? God of the elements, water, air, fire, and earth, and of viruses and bacteria and DNA, of photosynthesis and contagion and immunity, of growth and struggle, of suffering and surviving, of crimes and mistakes, of wounds and of healing. God of evolution, diversity, nature, and lately, humanity, of ideals and passion, of greed and dominance, of civilization, agriculture, industry, fossil fuels, and plastic. God of science and nonsense. God of truth and lies. Oh God of war, oppression, enslavement, genocide, the refugees, the dispossessed, the lost, the broken, of hate and anger, and hiding right behind them, fear, and of amends and compassion, of cooperation. Now this is important, of cooperation. God of memory, stories and lessons, of art and expression, of sharing and understanding, of love. Was love involved back there with the 2 black holes? And God of this world, are you the same God for this little group on this little part of this little ball that has brought us again the seasons, the turning toward, leaning toward and away from the sun, made for us the seasons? Awakening again, that lust for life, adventure, exploration, risk, ecstasy, awareness, and aging, and enlightenment, where all our mistakes of the past become the compost for the fertile earth from which all is made anew. Are you still there? I know this is getting long. God of the senses, of beauty, of sorrow and elation. God for that one particular species with the power of language and learning, of dreams and longing, vision and imagination, with the powers of creativity to have created you in our image. It was the best we could do with our small minds, who don't even know your name. We fight about that. We who in this last flash of time have come to some little perspective on the whole thing. We're working on it. God of the wisdom of matter and energy, charting places, of big bangs and expanding universes and benign lack of oversight and trust in the evolution of things, to have let us go here with Eden. And maybe the same, but different, on lots of other planets, around lots of other stars, in 500 billion galaxies, hundreds of billions of stars in each, 1 in 6 stars with planets around them. The odds are pretty good, God, of trillions of atoms at this very moment. Thanks for all this. This is the oneness of everything. We all got the right piece of music. Far beyond the grasp of hands, or light to meet the eye, past the reaches of the mind, there find the key to nature's harmony in an architecture so entwined. Like the birds whose patterns grace the sky and carry all who join in love, expanding the message of peace will rise in flight, taking the weight of the world upon its wings in the oneness of everything. Peace is in the dance of trees who stir before the first breath of wind is yet perceived. Trust in the song, becoming one with the dance, and all mysteries can be believed. Songs of lives long past that touch our own are written in the earth, forever giving. And now to maintain the harmony gives to us all lives worth living, for the oneness of everything. should I stand up for some things and sit down for something? So, life is no doubt all around the universe. But all we really know about life is here on this little planet Earth. And we know a lot more about life and its mysteries lately, which gives me hope. But we need more than hope. We need a vision, and we need a plan, and we need the will. With the Paul Winter Consort years ago, I was part of creating a big choral work called the Miss Gaia Earth Mass. I'm honored that you played it here last year. It came from Paul Winter being involved with folks and we all were artists in residence at the Cathedral of St. John in New York, which is an Episcopal cathedral, so they do masses. And they do it in Latin still, where the Catholics do it in English, which made it easier because some of us didn't believe all of that stuff in the liturgy. But a Sanctus and a Kyrie, okay, it's fun to sing and all. But we used the sounds of animals. So the animals were the composers of the whale and the wolf, the loon, were the baby seal pups were the composers of these melodies, and they came in a recording, of course. It's hard to get them to do the same thing over again. And we created this, what Paul liked to say, an interspecies composition. It came from, the name came from James Lovelock's book, scientist, who wrote the book, his Gaia hypothesis, he says, because he's a scientist, he says hypothesis. He used the Greek goddess Gaia to personify for us his idea, his concept, that the earth is one living thing. The earth is one body of life. Now this, back 40 years ago, this was argued over, the semantics of this. Oh, you're anthropomorphizing, trying to make the earth a cute little being with a brain in the Arctic or something, like that, a spleen somewhere. But I think most of us take it as more than that, more than just a hypothesis. It wasn't long after that the Unitarian Universalists in our democratic General Assemblies, democracy being the fifth principle, added the seventh principle of our reverence for the interdependent web of all life, saying sort of the same thing, that we're all one thing. And we're big on songs about one, we're all one, the oneness, and so on. I've become a zealot about the earth for many years. I was never really big on writing songs, I need you, baby, I can't live without you, I'm going to do something self-destructive unless you come back, I haven't written those songs. But what fascinated me was to write about science, really, and mysterious things, and the earth particularly. From way back, from even, I'm so old, the late 60s, and in the 1970, the first Earth Day, I had this idea about a song about the water cycle. It took me years to finally write it, but my song, A Song for the Earth, is about the water cycle, and we played it every night with the Paul Winter Consort. And it's gotten me invited to environmental conferences and places where people with much more scientific or spiritual background than me speak with optimism or pessimism about the state of the earth. And that's good for another song. So, it goes like that. There are 3 times as many people on the earth as when I was born. 3 times as many people, and 40% of the insects. 40% of, rather, more like a quarter of the insects, and 40% of nature that we had, that post-World War II, I'm after World War II. I'm the beginning of the baby boom. Rebecca, I lost her name, a wonderful a wonderful writer, said at post-World War II, the human cities of the world are in ruins, and the jungles and the rainforests and the so-called wild places had survived reasonably at that time. And it is since then, coinciding with my lifetime, is a war on the earth unprecedented in history of the entire planet. There's never been anything like this, as fast as this. There was that asteroid that hit the earth 65 million years ago and did in the dinosaurs. A lot of people died in a day or two, but it took only about 100,000 more years for not very long, for the dinosaurs to finally die out. Left were the mammals, and obviously we're still here, and the insects. You'd think we would value our survival enough to invest in it. I should say that again. You'd think we'd value our survival enough to invest in it. The current pandemic changed a lot of thinking fast. We started thinking as one world to respond to this. And, it was quite unequal. Yes, it was, still is. but we started thinking of taking care of the whole world. I wonder, what will it take to invest in our survival as a species? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, garbage being a rather misleading term, plastic floating in the ocean, was originally described as bigger than Texas. Oh, now it's bigger than India. Oh, but wait, we found another one. Plastic decays into microscopic tiny shreds. Now it is a cloud, and they are in the entire ocean. They are everywhere, in fresh water as well. I'm told to eat freshwater fish now is kind of like drinking toxic plastic. Plastic is now forming into rock, a new term, plastaglomerate. Volcanic eruptions under the water melt the plastic and form it into rock, or at a campfire too, or a forest fire, because plastic is everywhere. It will be petrified for millions of years. Plastic is now in all of us. It's in our water, our food. And in us also is strontium-90, DDT, PCBs, BPA, bisphenols, PBDEs, polybrominated diphenyl ethers, perfluorinated chemicals, Teflon, and good old formaldehyde, asbestos, heavy metals, and lately PFAS, polyfluoroalkyl substances in our drinking water. We cannot get away from it. No amount of wealth is going to buy us security from what is happening to the earth. It is happening to us. The human lifespan, average human lifespan, has been shortened a couple of years because of the pandemic, but even before that, as our lives were growing longer and we were getting healthier and so on, our race evolved into something new in the last century. We were bigger, living longer, healthier, but now this stuff is killing us. More danger to us, says the Pentagon, than terrorists and invading armies. There's only one solution. Stop what we're doing. Well, this is hard for me because I've known for a long time what's good for me, what will make me live longer, happier, but I don't do it. Why is that? I must be an addict. I must be wounded, alienated, torn from the very interconnectedness that would heal me, filling that emptiness with any kind of diversion and immediate gratification while the spirit of life on earth is dying. So here's what keeps me going. Reminds me to get up every day. Everything that is me, the earth modeled a long time ago. It's not in here, but I just have to tell you, I read this, this author, Nguyen is his name. He says, perhaps the world's most intelligent species, the apodicted apes, will party themselves into non-existence. Oh yeah, I know all that stuff. Don't tell me that again. Yes, oh, we know that. Here, let me go on Facebook and... Apodicted apes will party themselves into non-existence. I wish I had said that. So, the circulatory system, the water cycle of the earth, is the circulatory system of this body that was here long before us. Carries the nutrients, carries away the waste, only to come back again process. The breathing system, the lungs of the earth, are the green things that are still somewhat a little green out there. They breathe out and we breathe in this enclosed system with an outer membrane, the ozone layer. The digestion of the earth, the soil, I know, entropy, everything breaks up everywhere. But let's say figuratively, things go back to the earth. And they come back again. And the heart of the earth, not just because I'm romantic about trees, but I am, the jungles and the rainforests, they're physically the pump that puts the water back into the sky. Clouds, moisture is sucked up through the trees, evaporates and rises only to cool off and fall somewhere where hopefully it's needed. If there's a brain of the earth, maybe we're growing into that. We've been able to learn, develop language, save wisdom in books, in computer software. There's hope for us. And then the conscience of this earth. Well, we better be that too. The healing requires a special backbone of some sort. Gratitude and responsibility for something larger than ourselves is the secret. That poem I just ranted about the two black holes and finally saying thanks for all of this. Gratitude is the thread through all the religions of the world. Gratitude for one more day together, one more meal, one more sunshine, sunset, so on. This is a problem for Unitarian Universalists because we're not sure who to thank. That was a joke. So, I never got it about the bearded old man in the sky. This church doesn't laugh a lot, do you? I've said some funny things so far, and it's really quiet in here. Thank you. I've been to 700 something UU churches, so I've done my sociological study, so don't take me with a grain of salt. I never got it about the bearded old man in the sky. Much closer to home, I get it about this very round woman in the sky. And I'm comfortable with her having a feminine aspect because she is our mother. We are made in her image. A little less spherical perhaps, but she modeled for us this life and body that we have. Is she a deity, a goddess? That's beautiful imagery too, but I'm more of a realist. She's our ancestor. Perhaps you've heard the same program I've heard several times on NPR. A couple billion years ago, Earth years, wait a minute, 5 billion years ago, this, not an asteroid, something the size of Mars hit the Earth. And the Earth was a little more crumbly and elastic at that point. It exploded into the sky, created a ribbon around that eventually formed with gravity into the moon. Early in the moon's life, something happened, a chemical thing happened, and a cell, a living cell was formed. Then some time goes by, quite a lot, before cells learn to reproduce. But apparently what happened is two cells merged. Once, we are all, according to Radiolab, we are all descendant from that two cells that merged. Isn't that amazing? Everything about life, we're all related to that one merger. So by the time we took our jangled masses of protoplasm and left the ocean and began to think we were separate, we had this model from whom? Well, it would be from our mother. We're made of her and we're constantly changing places with her. So everything I do in life better be to build and maintain this sustainable living Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, because we're all one thing. If I don't, I'm in the way. There's no description for what our job now is short of healing. Our job, our children's job, the future of humanity's job is healing the earth and each other. So what do we do now? All that depressing information. Get involved, I think, is the answer. It's a really big job. And we should make no mistake that it is the opposition to activism, to caring about the earth. Environmentalism itself is under attack by well-funded initiatives. I could mention their names, but I won't. You probably know. I'm losing the name. There is now a think tank. Its purpose well-funded by the Koch brothers and by Leonard Leo and others. I did mention their names. To make environmentalism a cult, to make environmentalism extremists, to portray everything that's done for the earth as some kind of crazy business. But not only crazy, but extremists. And when we talk about cults, you know, and the FBI will be going after things like that, it's because they're dangerous. And actually beyond all that nice little stuff. Like, remember, the FBI was after the Quakers back in the 60s and 70s. You know, they must be plotting revolution. That's what's under, you know, in between the lines is, oh, those good environmentalists, yeah, you know, they're plotting revolution. Yeah, it is a revolution. We have to take back the stuff that is being taken from us. We won't win this by picking up trash on the highway and recycling. The powers that be will be very happy if you stay there and you don't question what's going on. I need to say something self-serving. I usually bring a box full of my CDs and books and things for coffee hour, and I'm delighted to meet you, and it helps me, you know, I make a living with these products. I forgot to bring it. So let's just talk at coffee hour. And I have just announced a sale, and so people on my mailing list got this, and I'll be putting it on Facebook. But maybe there's some way I could let the church know, let you know. Jim has a sale on songbooks and CDs. People used to buy CDs, and now I have a flash drive of my albums and some other things. The Oneness of Everything t-shirt. They make good Diwali, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Chinese New Year presents as well. And the nicest thing about that is it allows me to take a little of you home with me, which is a joke too, but my wish for you, as now we part, is for greater peace to fill your heart with dreams as vast as starry space. So hurt and anger know no place. May truth be shared and wounds be healed, and joy for living be revealed. to every fate and circumstance. May hope lead weary steps to dance, and may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. This is number, 1059 in the teal Singing the Journey book, if we had that, but you can get it straight from me. And may your life be as a song, I jazz it up a little, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. May fears be turned with keen insight to wisdom for what's just and right. Where sorrow grows, compassion strong, and pains will pass before too long. May the bounds of our diversity serve a richer harmony. May courage hold your heart so true to smile on love when it smiles on you. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night. This turns out to be a 4-part round. Ha ha ha. But I know we can do it in at least 2 parts if you'll self-select. You know who you are. If you can sing the second part, I'll show you where it starts. If you're unsure, stick with me. Then again, if you're more adventurous or lost, be part 3 or part 4. And may your life be as a song, resound. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light. And may your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light, then softly serenade the stars, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night, ever dancing circles in the night. One more last line. Ever dancing circles in the night. When Wisdom was a striking young man, he met a beautiful woman named Love. Now, I'm not really sure who was the man and who was the woman. Maybe they were the same sex. I'd like to keep you, said Wisdom. You can't own me, said Love, but I love you anyway. What would it cost to know you'd always be there? Asked Wisdom. Don't ask such questions, said love. Just look at the stars. Why? Wisdom pondered. Are they telling us something? No, chill out, chided love, which made wisdom happy in a funny sort of way. And so it was that wisdom fell in love with love, and thus became truly wise. Let's go in peace.